Competed in the finals 9 times. This upcoming season, though, LeBron will arguably have his best big three ever if Kawhi jumps on board with the Lakers. Shannon, what do you think would be better for LeBron's legacy? Winning with Kawhi or without him?
It doesn't make a difference. LeBron is going to be LeBron. LeBron is the GOAT, Skip Bayless. So when you're the GOAT, you can add other animals to the farm, but you're the GOAT. You in charge. So you know that, right?
You want to add other goats?
It don't matter. It doesn't matter, Skip Bayless. You know what? I know what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to let you do it. Look, there's people, Skip, it doesn't matter. Some people say LeBron is the GOAT. Some people say Jordan. Some people say LeBron is number 2, number 3, he's top 5. For the most part, I believe people have already made up their minds who and what LeBron James is. So him trying to okay, I want to win a title without this guy to try to prove it doesn't matter. Because in some people's mind, mainly Skip Bayless, there's nothing LeBron James could do. He can win the next 5 titles, go 5-0 and never lose a playoff game. And they're going to say, but Jordan was 6 for 6. That's all you need to know, Shannon. 6 for 6. Can I interest you in that?
If he wins the next 5 in a row, we'd have to have another conversation.
No, we're not. Because the way I look at it, with or without Kawhi, winning a title is a title. You trying to make it seem like if they were to win a title, LeBron's going to be a 6th man. He's going to be coming off the bench. No, he'll be a very integral part. And before you even get to it, I don't care if Anthony Davis is Finals MVP. I don't care if Kawhi is Finals MVP. Because Magic Johnson wasn't 5-0. James Worthy won one, so did Kareem. Cedric Cornbread Maxwell won the very first Finals MVP that Larry Bird played in. He was the MVP, not Larry Bird. So it doesn't matter. What matters is that we start collecting these chips. And we about to get some more chips. So before it's said and done, I got a feeling, strong feeling, suspicion. Next 2 years, Skip Bayless, guess what we're going to be? 5 and 6 in NBA Finals. And then you and I going to have another discussion how strongly you feel about your position about who to go.
I'm here to predict that LeBron will eat more chips than he will be winning chips. That's what I believe over the next 5 years.
No.
Because he'll start eating some chips. No. Chips and wine.
Hold on. You just told me the man looking skinny. Now you talking about he eating chips.
I know, but his body fat doesn't look the same. I don't know. It's just...
Give the man...
Look, he's making a movie. I'm giving him a break. He's got other things on his mind. He's working another job. It's full time, man. It's long days of shooting.
I know he done met with Kawhi.
Yeah. I don't think he's met with him, but that's another.
Yeah. You think that?
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. So I got to get this straight.
Okay. Get it straight.
So the man you call the GOAT and I call the phony GOAT, but this is the man who has the all-time greatest NBA clout. I'm talking about off-camera, intramural sort of clout within the league. He is exercising that clout. He is flexing his clutch sports muscle.
Flex on him, Bron.
And he strong-armed Anthony Davis out of your hometown or where you live, of New Orleans.
No,
he strong-armed him out and got him to L.A. by hook or crook.
That was a trade. That was a trade.
Okay, but he pulled it off. He made that happen. So once that was complete, now I'm watching him desperately chase the guy who just won his 2nd Finals MVP, right? The guy you say is the best two-way player in basketball, right? Hands down. A top 5 player. He might be the 2nd best player right now. Might be. So he's chasing that guy, the Claw, gag me, the Claw. He's chasing that guy so that he could have a team featuring 3 of the top 5 players in the league. Is that what that's where we are, right?
Yeah, that's what we are. That's what we are.
So it sounds to me like the quote-unquote GOAT, and I put big old giant quote marks around that, the quote-unquote GOAT wants a lock next year. He wants a done deal. He wants a cakewalk to the title. He wants to be the most prohibitive, biggest favorite in the history of the NBA going into next year. Is that what he wants?
And it's going to happen.
He wants to win the easiest chip ever won in the history of the league because that's how it would be presented. They're just an overwhelming favorite. 3 of the top 5 players.
Oh, they're top 5 now.
Yeah. Well, that's what you tell me.
Whoa,
you're the one. I'm just using your words against you.
No, but can I use... Now, this is what you told me yesterday, and I wrote this down. You was like, Well, Anthony Davis is not a top 5 player because
that's what I think. But you already told me. I'm using your argument.
Well, can I use? Well, you can't use that. Because
yes, I can.
Because you said he's top 5. But you told me.
You told me he's transcendent.
Yeah, but you told me he was 34 games under 500.
Yeah, but he's the PER prince.
Yeah, but you say you don't care about PER because
you do.
Now I care about it when you bring it up all the time. And then this is what you said about.
So wait a second. Have you reversed your opinion on him? So you don't think he's a top 5 player?
No, I do. But I'm saying you don't. You don't get to use that.
I'm using your argument.
Okay,
I'm giving into it. I'm accepting it.
This is what you said about Kawhi because I wrote this down. You said Kawhi is not a closer. He's never been that guy. He shies away from the big moment.
You told me he's the best two-way player in basketball.
I'm just telling you what you told me.
Yeah. Okay, but you told me he's a great closer.
Yeah,
that's what you told me.
That's what I'm telling you. And you know why Michael Jordan didn't?
But I'm using LeBron's mentality because you speak for LeBron James. He's your DM pal.
Don't worry about that. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, again, you speak for him. Okay. I'm accepting. I'm looking at this through LeBron's eyes.
Okay.
And he's saying, I want 3 of the top 5 players in the league.
And you know why why Michael Jordan didn't go recruit? Because he already had a top 5 player. Because let me tell you.
Time out. It's my turn.
Okay.
You already spewed all your stuff.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna follow up after you. Go ahead.
So the man you call the GOAT wants to be a prohibitive favorite by adding 2 of the other top 5 players in basketball. And I got to tell you, you have dared to say that this man is better than Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and it is shameful what he's doing right now, and it completely disqualifies your whole argument.
How?
Because Michael Jeffrey Jordan would have never wanted or needed to recruit 2 of the other top 5 players in basketball. He already had one. He did not have one. Are we talking about Scottie Pippen?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who didn't even make the All-Star team in 1998, and he did miss 35 games.
Exactly.
Okay, and what did they go in those games? He missed more than 35 because it was 24. It was 35. They went 24-11 in those games, which disqualified him from the All-Star team because they're just saying, well, it's Michael or bust.
Well, hold on.
Michael carried them to open up 24-11 in 1998 because he was clearly by far the best player in basketball.
But you do remember in '94 when Michael stepped away for a game for whatever reasons, Scottie Pippen. They lost 2 fewer games than they had lost the previous year with Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen was the All-Star Game MVP, and there was a blown Hugh Hollins call away from the Eastern Conference, and Scottie Pippen was what, Skip? First team All-NBA offense and defense.
Okay.
Can I interest you in that, Skip?
But in 1998, with Michael back in charge of that team, Scottie Pippen didn't even make the top 20 in offensive or defensive win shares that year because he wasn't that big a deal. Dennis Rodman was 36 years of age and on his last legs. Wasn't that big a deal.
And led the league in rebounding on his last legs.
Well, he wasn't that big a deal, and he was on his 3rd team, and he was about to...
Skip, the man averaged 16 rebounds a game.
15 rebounds.
15.6. Okay, my bad. Go ahead. I don't like to split hairs. I don't like to split hairs. Go ahead.
And we're looking at Scottie Pippen. I looked at the All-Star team from that year. Tell me if you'd take Scottie Pippen over any of these players who made the All-Star team, because he's not even a top 10 player. I covered that team, so I know what I'm talking about. He only made top 50 because Michael made him a top 50 player by association. Here are the guys on the All-Star team. I'm taking all these guys over Scottie Pippen any day, any night, any Saturday, Sunday, any summer, any winter. Just give me a time. I'll take these guys. I'll take Grant Hill over him. I'll take Reggie Miller. I'll take Penny Hardaway, Shaq, Kobe, Garnett, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Gary Payton, Karl Malone. I'll take all of them over Scottie Pippen. He was more of a defensive player than an offensive player. I'm sorry. He was just a pretty good player. That's all you got. And that's your only other All-Star.
How about
that's it. Not a top 10 player of his time.
How about this
Of his time. And now we're talking about 3 of the top 5?
Hold on, Skip.
Shameful.
In the 1990s, did you know this, Skip? Scottie Pippen made 7 All-NBA selections. Only 3 players, Karl Malone, John Stockton, and David Robinson, had more. He's the only player to make all defensive team all 10 years. Only 3 players had more All-NBA first-team selections. Karl Malone, Michael Jordan, and David Robinson. And that's all of 1990. That's why he didn't have to recruit, because he already had one of those guys.
Really?
Yes!
His starting center was named Luke Longley. Can I interest you in that?
Hold on, Skip.
He had what was left of Ron Harper in the starting lineup for all 82 games. 34-year-old Ron Harper. You love that?
I love it.
I did love Ron Harper when he was a Clipper way back when until he wrecked his knee. Really? You love that?
So all I'm saying is that you do realize before Michael Jordan got Scottie Pippen, every time he made the playoffs, they got the Hoover vacuum out and swept him out of the playoffs. Every time, Skip Bayless, 0 for 3 before Pip arrived. That's not conjecture. That's not innuendo. That's not speculation. Skip, I had a quote this morning that said, you know what? You never have, if you tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said. That swept before Pip arrived. Now, you can talk about and try to diminish him all you want to.
Before he grew up, once he became a made man, it was over.
So what?
There's never been a force like him in the history of sports.
Scottie Pippen. And you need to stop diminishing him, Skip Bayless.
I'm going to diminish him because he went along for a great ride.
Skip, he was locking people down.
Oh, yeah.
You know Pip lock him down.
Who made first-team all-defense at age 34 in 1998? How about Michael Jeffrey Jordan? How about that? You don't think they fed off him?
Hold on. In the 90s, did you know Scottie Pippen made 8 first-team all-defensive teams out of 10 years? He made 8 of the 10, Skip Bayless. Can I interest you in that?
I told you he was a good defensive player.
Good.
Who won 10 scoring titles through that era?
Scottie Pippen wasn't no scorer. Skip, come on now.
Thank you. You admitted it. Okay, I'll give you the defense. He helped on defense. Ron Harper was a good defensive player.
And who led him in assists? In those finals, who led him in assists? Scottie Pippen.
That year he averaged 19 and 6 assists. You like that?
So if he led the team in assists, averaging 6, how many did Michael average? Because he didn't lead the team.
Who led the league in scoring that year?
Skip.
Who led the league in scoring?
Michael is a great scorer. I'm not arguing that. What you and I are getting into it about is that you're trying to diminish Scottie Pippen and make it seem like Jordan had bums, and he didn't. Dennis Rodman led the league in rebounding 3 times. In '96, their first year together with Dennis Rodman, 3 guys made first team